Imagine this. You drift off to sleep, feeling cozy and content. The house is quiet. The world is hushed. Then, just as you're reaching that deep, restorative part of your sleep cycle, it happens. Your eyes pop open. You glance at the clock. 2 a.m. Or maybe it's 3 a.m. Or even 4. That dreaded hour. Night after night. You lie there, wide awake. The silence amplifying every thought, every worry. You toss. You turn. You try every trick in the book, counting sheep. Deep breaths, but sleep just won't come back. The frustration builds. You start dreading bedtime, knowing this nightly interruption is almost inevitable. You feel exhausted all day, sluggish, foggy-brained, and irritable. It's more than just inconvenience. It feels like a thief stealing your precious rest, your energy, and frankly, your joy. Perhaps you've told yourself, "Oh, it's just part of getting older," or "My body just doesn't sleep like it used to." But what if I told you there's more to it than just age? What if those wake-up calls at 2 a.m. aren't random, but signals your body is sending you signals that, once understood, can be addressed? You see, waking up at the same time every night, especially in the early hours of the morning, often points to very specific underlying causes that are far more common than you might think, and thankfully, often quite manageable. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this frustrating mystery. We'll explore the real reasons your body might be nudging you awake in the middle of the night. And, most importantly, we'll dive into practical, gentle habits and small adjustments you can make to reclaim your sleep, feel more refreshed, and genuinely live your best life every single day. Stick with me until the very end, because I promise, there's something important waiting for you that might just surprise you. So, let's dive right into what might be going on when that 2 a.m. alarm clock, your internal one, decides to go off, for many of us, especially as we gather a few more wonderful years under our belts. One of the most common culprits is something quite simple, yet incredibly disruptive: the bladder. Yes, I'm talking about nocturia, that polite term for waking up to use the bathroom. It's incredibly common. And it's not just about needing to go. It's about what wakes you up to need to go, and how often, you might think. Well, I just drink too much water. And while that can certainly be a factor, there's a bit more to it. Often, it's not just the sheer volume of liquid you consume, but when you consume it and what kind of liquids they are. Consider that evening cup of tea, lovely as it is, or that glass of wine with dinner. Both tea and wine, along with coffee and many fizzy drinks, are diuretics. That means they encourage your kidneys to produce more urine, making you need to use the bathroom more frequently. If you're having your last cuppa or your last drink an hour or two before bed, your body is still actively processing those liquids right when it should be settling down for deep sleep. The simple shift here can be profound. Try to limit your fluid intake, especially diuretics, at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. So, if you're aiming to be asleep by 10 p.m., try to have your last drink by 7 p.m. This gives your body ample time to process the liquids and empty your bladder before you even lie down. Beyond simply timing your fluid intake, think about the type of fluids. Staying well hydrated throughout the day is crucial for your overall health. But perhaps swap out that evening tea for a plain glass of water. Or even better, just sip on water earlier in the evening. And let's not forget about our friends, caffeine and alcohol. We often think of caffeine as a morning pick-me-up, but its effects can linger in your system for many hours, sometimes up to 6 or even 8. That afternoon coffee or evening chocolate can be enough to interfere with your deep sleep, causing you to wake up. And once you're awake, your bladder might just seize the opportunity to remind you of its presence. Alcohol, while it might initially make you feel sleepy, actually disrupts the quality of your sleep later in the night, leading to more frequent awakenings and shallower rest. So, Cutting off caffeine by midday and limiting alcohol in the evenings can make a world of difference. It's a small adjustment, but the impact on your sleep can be surprisingly significant. Now, sometimes, even if you've mastered the timing of your fluids, you might still find yourself getting up. This could be due to what's known as fluid shifts in your body. Throughout the day, gravity pulls fluids down into your legs and ankles, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. When you lie down at night, these fluids redistribute throughout your body, and your kidneys then work to filter them out, increasing urine production. A simple trick to help with this is to elevate your legs for about an hour or two before bed. You can prop them up on pillows while you're reading or watching TV. This helps gravity work in your favor, assisting your body in processing some of that fluid before you even get into bed, potentially reducing the need for those middle-of-the-night bathroom trips. Think of it as a gentle pre-drain. It's amazing how a small positional change can make such a difference in the demands on your bladder through the night. But what if your bladder isn't the main culprit? What if you wake up and your first thought isn't about needing to use the restroom, but about that long to-do list for tomorrow, or that conversation you had yesterday, or a general feeling of unease? This brings us to the second major reason many of us find ourselves wide awake at 2 a.m. The active mind. Often fueled by stress and anxiety, our minds are incredible tools. But sometimes, they just don't know when to clock out. The early morning hours are often when the world is quietest, and without the distractions of the day, our thoughts can swirl and amplify. That's when worries about finances, family, health, or even just the seemingly endless list of chores can take over. This isn't about ignoring your worries. It's about learning to manage them so they don't hijack your sleep. One incredibly effective strategy is to create a worry time earlier in the day. Set aside 15 to 20 minutes, perhaps in the late afternoon, specifically for writing down everything that's on your mind. Don't just think about it. Actively write it down. This acts as a mental download, getting those swirling thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Once they're written down, you can say to yourself, "Okay, that's done for today. I've captured those concerns, and I'll address them during my designated worry time tomorrow." This practice trains your brain that there's a specific time and place for these thoughts, so they don't feel the need to pop up in the quiet of the night. It's like giving your brain a permission slip to let go of these thoughts once you've done your worry work for the day. Another powerful tool for taming the restless mind is incorporating simple relaxation techniques into your evening routine. This isn't about being a yoga guru. It's about finding what brings you a sense of calm. This could be gentle, deep breathing exercises, where you focus on slow, deliberate inhales and exhales. Just 5 minutes of this can signal to your nervous system that it's time to switch from go, go, go to rest and digest. Or perhaps it's listening to calming music, or a guided meditation designed for sleep. Even reading a physical book, not on a screen, for 20 minutes before bed can help your mind disengage from the day's activities and prepare for rest. The key is consistency. By practicing these techniques regularly, you're teaching your brain and body how to downshift, making it easier to return to sleep if you do wake up, and potentially preventing those wake-ups in the first place. These small, deliberate actions send a clear message to your body. It's safe to relax, it's safe to rest, and it's safe to let go of the day's burdens. Now that we've discussed managing evening fluids and taming the restless mind, let's move on to the importance of what happens around bedtime itself, following on from managing what you drink and managing your thoughts. Our next crucial area for deeper, uninterrupted sleep involves creating a peaceful pathway to slumber, your evening routine and sleep environment. It might sound simple, but the signals you send your body in the hour or two before bed are incredibly powerful. Think of it as a gentle winding down process, like dimming the lights before a movie starts, rather than a sudden jolt into darkness. One of the biggest culprits in disrupting our natural sleep rhythms in the evening is blue light. And where do we find a lot of blue light from our screens, our smartphones, tablets, computers, and even our televisions? This isn't just about making your eyes tired. Blue light actually suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. It essentially tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, even when it's late at night. So, a critical step is to implement a digital sunset. Aim to turn off all screens at least an hour, but ideally 2, before you plan to go to sleep. Instead of scrolling through social media or catching up on the news, pick up a physical book. Listen to a calming podcast or some gentle music, or even chat quietly with a loved one. This simple act sends a clear signal to your brain that it's time to slow down, not speed up. Beyond screens, think about the overall atmosphere in your bedroom. Is it a sanctuary for sleep, or is it a multi-purpose room filled with distractions? Your bedroom should be primarily for sleep and intimacy. Keep it dark, quiet, and cool. Even a sliver of light from a digital clock or a street lamp can disrupt your sleep cycle. Consider blackout curtains if outside light is an issue, and eye masks can be surprisingly effective. As for noise, if complete silence isn't possible, a white noise machine or a fan can provide a consistent, soothing background hum that masks sudden disruptive sounds. And temperature is key. Most experts agree that the ideal sleep temperature is cooler, somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15–19 degrees Celsius. Our bodies naturally drop in temperature as we prepare for sleep, and a cool room helps facilitate this process. A warm bath or shower about an hour before bed can also be beneficial, as the subsequent drop in body temperature after you get out helps induce sleepiness. It's about creating an environment that whispers, "Rest," rather than shouting, "Wake up." Now, let's talk about something incredibly fundamental to our overall well-being, and often a silent disruptor of sleep: our dietary choices and timing. What and when you eat can significantly influence how well you sleep and whether you wake up feeling alert or groggy. We've already touched on caffeine and alcohol, but let's delve a bit deeper into food itself. Eating a heavy, rich, or spicy meal too close to bedtime can put your digestive system into overdrive when it should be winding down. Your body will be busy processing that food, leading to discomfort, indigestion, or even acid reflux, which can easily wake you up. Aim to have your last substantial meal at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. This gives your digestive system time to do its work without interfering with your sleep. Consider also the balance of your dinner. A meal that's too high in simple carbohydrates like pasta without much protein or fiber can cause a quick spike and then a rapid drop in blood sugar. This drop, especially in the middle of the night, can trigger your body's stress response, releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol that jolt you awake. Instead, aim for a balanced evening meal that includes lean protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates like vegetables, whole grains, or legumes. This combination helps stabilize blood sugar levels throughout the night, preventing those unsettling dips that can wake you. And if you absolutely must have a snack before bed, choose something light and sleep-friendly, like a small banana, a handful of almonds, or a glass of warm milk. These contain natural compounds that can promote sleep, like magnesium or tryptophan. It's about fueling your body intelligently, not just for the day, but for a restful night. Finally, we come to a point that many of us over 60 can relate to: physical discomfort and the role of movement, or lack thereof, in our sleep patterns. Aches, pains, stiffness from conditions like arthritis, or even just general bodily discomfort can be incredibly disruptive. When your body isn't comfortable, it's hard for your mind to relax and stay asleep. Many people find that a warm bath or a gentle stretching routine before bed can work wonders. This isn't about strenuous exercise. It's about loosening tight muscles, increasing circulation, and promoting a sense of ease in your body. Even 5 to 10 minutes of gentle stretches, focusing on your neck, shoulders, back, and hips can make a surprising difference. Think gentle yoga stretches or simple movements you can do in your living room. But it's not just about what you do right before bed. Your overall daytime activity levels play a huge role too. While vigorous exercise too close to bedtime can be stimulating, regular moderate physical activity during the day is a powerful sleep aid. This could be a brisk walk in the park, gardening, dancing, or swimming. Physical activity helps to regulate your circadian rhythm, making you naturally feel sleepy at night and more awake during the day. It also helps to reduce stress and anxiety, which, as we discussed, are big sleep saboteurs. It helps your body use up excess energy. So when you finally lie down, your body genuinely feels ready for rest. Just be mindful of the timing. Aim to finish any moderate to vigorous exercise at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. If you're not moving enough during the day, your body might not feel adequately tired come nighttime, leading to restless sleep and those unwanted early morning awakenings. By tending to your body's needs for comfort and movement, you're paving the way for a much more peaceful and continuous night's sleep. Next, we'll dive into tying all these threads together and finding lasting solutions. We've journeyed through some of the most common, yet often overlooked, reasons why that 2 a.m. wake-up call has become a frustrating fixture in your nights. We started by looking at how simple adjustments to your evening fluid intake, especially cutting back on diuretics like caffeine and alcohol several hours before bed, can make a significant difference to those midnight bathroom trips. Then, we explored the powerful influence of a busy mind, offering strategies like a dedicated worry time and gentle relaxation techniques to quiet anxious thoughts that often resurface in the quiet hours. We also delved into the crucial role of your evening routine and bedroom environment, emphasizing the importance of dimming screens, creating a dark, quiet, and cool sleep sanctuary, and the surprising benefits of a warm bath. And let's not forget the vital impact of your dietary choices and timing. How eating lighter, balanced meals earlier in the evening can prevent digestive distress and blood sugar roller coaster rides that pull you out of sleep. Finally, we touched upon the often underestimated role of physical comfort and consistent, moderate daytime movement in ensuring your body is truly ready for rest. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're dealing with something as persistent as nightly awakenings. You might have tried things before, or perhaps you just feel like it's too much to change. But please, remember this: you are not alone in this experience. And more importantly, small, consistent changes truly do make a monumental difference. Think of it less as an overhaul and more as a gentle fine-tuning. You don't have to implement every single one of these suggestions all at once. Pick 1 or 2 that resonate most with you, or that seem like the easiest starting point. Maybe it's just committing to no screens an hour before bed, or cutting off your evening cup of tea a little earlier. Give it a week or 2. Observe how your body responds. And then, if you feel ready, gently layer in another adjustment. This is about building sustainable habits that support your sleep and your overall well-being. Not about perfection. Imagine waking up naturally, feeling genuinely refreshed, without that lingering dread of another interrupted night. Imagine having more energy for the activities you love, a clearer mind for your hobbies and conversations, and a brighter outlook on each new day. This isn't a pipe dream. It's an achievable reality. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and adapt, especially when you provide it with the right conditions. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and celebrate every small victory. Every night you sleep a little better is a win, a step closer to truly reclaiming your rest and vitality. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these suggestions? What has worked for you in the past? Or what are you planning to try first? Sharing your experiences not only helps me understand what resonates, but it also creates a wonderful community where we can all learn and support each other. So, please, leave a comment below and let's start a conversation. If you found this video helpful, and I sincerely hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes tell me that this kind of content is valuable to you. And it helps more people just like you find these tips. And if you want to keep receiving practical advice and gentle guidance on living your best life at every age, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future videos. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your sleep is fundamental to your health and happiness, and it's something you absolutely deserve to protect. Keep nurturing yourself. Keep exploring what works for your unique body, and live your best life at every age.